Like, would I anticipate I'll have a heart attack tomorrow? Unlikely.
Was 2008 a heart attack or a stroke? Debilitating.
It's a better. I don't. It was both.
Dang.
But why was it both? Because in fact,
That
as
bad,
I said,
huh?
the blood was getting dried up in the system, and the head, which is sort of the central bank, wasn't working. So to some extent, it was a combination. It was just a crisis.
Did you see that building up over time?
It's always been lurking in the background. I mean, if you have an older parent, would you say it's possible? Did you anticipate him having the heart attack today? No, you hope things are going to go better and maybe they'll fix it up. The system was getting too complex, and it wasn't based on derivatives, because what people keep forgetting,
The system was getting too fat. Too unhealthy.
and as I was just explaining, Wall Street and in many professions, including Wall Street makes it sound complicated. They don't want the little guy to understand what they do, because they make so much money, and they don't do very much. So they couch it in words like derivative and stock options and commodity futures and different types of contracts. It's all everyone is capable of understanding it. It is not complicated. But Wall Street, because they make so much money from doing fairly simple things, needs to make it more complicated than it really is.
Sounds like every business.
We had a very big recession in the early 90s based upon real estate and Japan basically imploding.
Let's again,
Okay.
you had a recession in the 90s. I don't know what it's based upon. It's always interesting to look back and say, separate from there's certain triggers, like in the 70s there was a...
What do you think it was based upon, the 90s downturn? It's clearly there was a huge downturn.
No, I know there was a downturn. That's what I know for sure. I don't.
That's a fact.
That's all. Everything else is sort of speculation about why did he have that?
I understand that, but there's some speculation that has 0% probability of being true, and there's others that have 90%. In the range, when you look at the range of alternatives of what could have caused it in 90, and what I'm trying to do is get you all the way up to 2008. Look, you're the smartest guy in the room, right? You know that. Do you think there's anybody in the world today?
Oops, this is going to be a bad question.
No, but do you think anybody in the world today, the Alan Greenspans, the Bernankes, is there any central banker you know, any partner of any Wall Street firm, any guy running a trading desk, and I would take it that would be, or anybody at a Larry Fink at BlackRock, Steve Schwartzman at Blackstone, the top 100 financial guys, and let's throw in a couple of Nobel economists, and let's throw in the best professors at Wharton, at Harvard, at Stanford. Do you think that there's anybody that understands money or understands the world's financial system as good as you?
There must be.
But it doesn't come to the top of the head.
It better be.
No.
Okay, fine.
Nah, because they hid. They saw what happened to him. Allegedly, they in hiding.
Fine. Now that I've gotten that, let's go back to 1990. In that arc from the fall of the Berlin Wall to 2008.
Good.
We started with the implosion in Tokyo of the Japanese economy, Japanese financial markets. We had the huge run up in internet stocks, right? We had the implosion of that in 2000. The bankruptcy of Drexel Burnham in 90, implosion of Japan, huge run up in equity markets for the internet, implosion of the internet in 2000, 10 years later roughly, and then this run up through the Iraq War and all that, the run up to 2008. Every 10 years it seems like we're in some sort of 10 years before the 1990s was the 70s.
You sound like an astrologer.
Okay.
And not a financial person.
You're supposed to be a mathematician. It just seems to me a pattern of every 10 years.
That's misleading. That's exactly right. Okay. Because people like to see patterns. People like to see patterns where there are none.
So a pattern of a financial crisis every 10 years is just in my mind.
Yes.
What?
Long-term capital that had to be bailed out back in the late 90s.
I guess it could happen like that. It could appear that way if you're someone that don't pay attention to it daily. I think he pays attention to it daily. Most don't. Most don't keep their eye on the market. Or whatever they call it, bear market, lion market, I don't know, bird market.
Everybody panicked, and that wasn't a big. That bailout today would look small, and it was a $5 billion, or was $30 billion. It was,
Businesses fail all the time.
but the long-term capital didn't.
Every
the
5
Federal
years.
Reserve stepped in.
But I'm saying people go bad. Things go bad all the time.
Yes, the local. You're correct. The audience is watching this. The little guys, they go bankrupt all the time, and nobody gives a shit. You know why? The little guy. But when long-term.
It's because of who they know. They don't know no other big time players. Like he said earlier in the interview, if you know some people, they're gonna bail you out. If you don't, you on your freaking own.
Capital management goes bankrupt, or Bear Stearns goes bankrupt, or Lehman Brothers goes bankrupt, people care because
It's an unfair characterization.
Why do you say
Because
that?
again, it's the complexity of the situation. If you think about you have a complex system. You have your body. Now, in fact, the little guy is my finger. This is.
And Bear Stearns is your heart.
That's correct. The banking system is my heart. The system, I can't risk my because remember,
Okay,
it's not
so
only my.
you haven't been able to name.
Hang on.
I get what you mean.
Hang on. No, hang.
I was trying to hang. I wanted to see if the hang on worked.
No.
It
You
didn't
haven't
work.
been able. You're not good enough yet. You're like junior wizard trying to do it. You haven't. I'll
Yes.
say, since we can't name another guy that's as good as you. Now, there may be a couple out there. You're not bragging. You're humble. It had to be sometime. Please tell me there was some time before you went to jail and basically got cut off from daily information in the summer of 2008, that you started to get very nervous that this complex system, that something was deeply wrong.
Okay.
Imagine being able to build